Drills Talk, episode 131. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to effectively share information. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Be Careful Sharing Your Knowledge. Why will we have to be careful? Because we run and share our knowledge after we have a one-on-one understanding of something. We run and share our knowledge after we've read page 1 of something. Why? We could be in a rush to help someone. We could also be in a rush to show somebody we know something that they don't, which is way more likely. But I'm going to discuss and show you how both can be detrimental to you and detrimental to them. So we're going to learn how and when and why to share our knowledge. Let's go.
Created by the great wizard of the New World.
Drills Talk, episode 131. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to effectively share information. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, share, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're an entrepreneurship-based channel, very focused on wellness, mindset, motivation. It's a great channel to follow. Every Monday, we have a new blog. Every Wednesday, there's a new Drills Talk. I'll also post motivational videos to get you going. If you ever need to go and get a boost, this is the place to get it. Let's get started. Number one is, do you know enough? Do you? I mean, you have a gist of it, right? You think you understand. You've been around the issue. You've explained the issue. Maybe you've experienced something and you feel that you're an expert. But do you know enough to teach it? Do you know enough to know of other scenarios, other ways it could have played out? Maybe it didn't play out every possible way in your head and you're missing something. Because if there's a chance of any of that, you need to slow down on sharing your knowledge. And I know that's hard because, again, some of the reasons I said in the beginning, you want to prove to somebody that you know something that they don't know, which is really cool. It feels good. I understand. Or you want to help somebody, which feels even better. And I understand that too. But the worst thing you can do is speak as if you know and you don't. Because the person you're trying to help, you can hurt. And the person you're trying to show you know more than, you're showing that you actually know less, right? So we have to protect ourselves and ask ourselves, do we know enough? Do we know enough to put ourselves out there, to grab the attention of whatever audience we're in front of, whether it's one person or a group of people, and spew out what we feel we know? There's ways to know if we're very confident in ourselves is one thing, but there's ways to know if we really know what we're talking about. How many conversations have we had and discussed and heard questions and had answers and all that stuff, that back and forth, to have a great sense of knowing what we're talking about? Or did we hear somebody else's opinion, maybe experience something, 50, 75% there, and feel that we're experts and we're going to go ahead and share our opinion as fact, because that's how we share our opinions, right? We're not going in and saying, hey, I think that. Right? That comes with experience. That humbleness comes with knowing. The people who really know will act as if they're giving you an opinion, knowing it's fact, right? But us, we learn something and we like, nah, this is what it is. I know because I experienced that and I heard somebody else say it, and that's enough. Ask yourself, do you know enough? Is it safe to share? Because the answer is probably no. Number two is to consider the risk of misinformation. How dangerous is misinformation? I'm going to someone and say, you're that someone for someone else in your circle, right? That I really respect. I think that what they're telling me is going to be well thought out. They've done their research. They've experienced this stuff, multiple times. Maybe I'm in the role of a mentor, or maybe you're the role of a mentor, and your mentee comes to you, or your younger sibling or a cousin or somebody who admires you and looks up to you or coming to you, and you're going to tell them something and they're going to run with it. But if you're telling them A out of A through Z, what are the chances they're stumbling on B and C, right? You didn't even mention that. What are the chances they successfully even get to L? Very, very slim. And now that confidence that they had going in based on what you told them is gone. That belief that they can get to Z is probably also gone, right? So your misinformation leading them to think that, okay, well, A is A through Z. led them to believe that they're ready to make a jump that they weren't ready for. You gave them information to give them the confidence. Yes, that was successful, but it was misinforming. It told them that they were ready when they were not. And it could have told you that you were ready to teach and you were not, right? Because you didn't understand the totality of the situation. You understood the beginning, which is what we all get when we were introduced to something. That's the beginning. And we feel because of our past, experiences, because of, maybe our education level, because of our belief in ourselves, that we have enough information to not only say we understand, but then to give it to somebody else who believes that everything we say is going to be helpful, and it may not be. So understand the danger of misinformation. Understand who you can hurt with your A understanding when there is still B through Z to understand. Number three. Number three is the biggie, and we have to accept that it may not be appreciated. Say we're not misinforming anybody. Say we do understand and we know. We're 10-year vets at helping out people in this specific realm of information that we're sharing. And we share it with somebody and they put it to the wayside. Or they don't use it. They yes you and I understand you, and they do nothing with the information. You know that somebody's out there, not just somebody. There are thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people that would love the information that you just gave away to this person for free, and they don't value it at all. How are you going to handle that? See, what you're going to do is you're going to get upset, right? You're going to get upset with them. You're going to be upset with yourself for sharing, and you're not going to want to feel that way anymore. So what you're going to do, you're not going to share it with the next person who may deserve it, right? Who may not take it for granted. So we have to understand that when we share information, we have to consider it as our gift to whoever it is we're talking to. And you don't expect anything back when you're giving a gift, right? Like when you're giving money to someone, or you're giving to a charity, you're not expecting anything else but the joy of being able to give. So when you share your information, if you're going to share it with somebody, you can't share it with the expectation that they're going to run with it and create something great, or they're going to run with it and value it as much as you value it, because that's not going to be the case. 8 to 9% of the time, maybe it will be the case. But most of the time, 9 out of 10, no. We're going to give information, we're going to divulge information, and that information is going to sit there. Just like, say, 95% of the books in the world that are ever printed. People are taking their time putting in information, putting in things that they feel are gems. People are putting in things that they feel change their life and has the potential of changing others' lives, and it's sitting on a shelf. And even if it gets off that shelf, goes into a person's bag and goes home with them, it then just sits on another shelf. So be okay with that. That's your charity. That's your gift. And you can be more choosy of who you share it with, but it's going to happen. Not everyone's going to appear as, giddy or as appreciative of your information, even if the information is priceless. Number 4. Number 4 is to question your beliefs. Questioning your beliefs will help with number 1, which is asking ourselves, do we know enough? Questioning your beliefs is going to make you an expert, or as close to an expert, as close to a master in that field as possible. Questioning your beliefs does 2 things. Questioning your beliefs, again, make sure you understand, but it also keeps you humble enough to say that, hey, there's a possibility that I don't understand what I feel I completely understand, right? And a person of higher education, if you have a degree or 2 or 3, and you have this great career, 10-year career, 15-year career or more, you may think that you can grab something with very little information and run with it. But that's a mistake, right? We have to understand that our beliefs are not always correct. We're going to have to stay humble and understand that when we're introduced to something, we are novices, right? We don't know. Yes, we have experience. Yes, it may be something similar to what we already know. But until we can sit down, question our beliefs, question ourselves as far as what we really know, put into practice the information that we are grasping and soon to be sharing, we need to pump our brakes. Be careful out there sharing your information. Not everybody's going to love it. Not everybody's going to appreciate it. It's your choice to share. But if you're going to share, make sure you know what you're talking about. Drills Talk, episode 131. These are the top 4 ways to effectively share information. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this shit out. It's drills.